Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Thoughtful Leaders, an initiative under Thoughts on Education by collegedunia.com. College Dunia is one of India's leading education portals, catering to students, parents, and education industry players who are seeking information on exams, cutoffs, student reviews, or applying to colleges. This initiative is to enrich the user experience at collegedunia.com and try to bridge the long view gap between the vision of top management and the students' parents. Today we have with us Professor Padmanabh Acharya, Dean Academics at NITI Mumbai. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, and good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. So I would like to begin.
Please.
I would like to begin this session by enlightening our audience with a brief introduction of yours. Professor Padmanabh Acharya is working as professor in National Institute of Industrial Engineering, NITI, at Mumbai. A mechanical engineering graduate, Professor Acharya has done his MTech and PhD in industrial engineering from IIT Kharagpur. His research interests include industrial engineering, logistics supply chain, project management, and system dynamics. Professor Acharya has nearly 30 years of experience in teaching and research. He has guided over hundreds of research theses of PhD, MTech, and MBA students till date, and many are presently working under his guidance. Professor Acharya has over 60 research publications in national and in international journals and conferences proceedings of repute. Presently, Professor Acharya is also serving as the Dean of Academic Affairs at NITI. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Beginning with the interview, my first question to you, sir, is you have held key positions at education institutes throughout your professional career. What are the key factors that kept you connected with the education sector?
Yeah, that's a nice question to begin with. As you have said rightly, I have been associated with this academics line for a fairly long period, almost 30 years to be precise as of now. I have always been fascinated by this profession right from my early days. My experience has always been nothing short of what I had expected. I had the good fortune of working in different institutions and tried to gather the good part of each setup and create a mental package to derive from in trying circumstances. My experience at NITI Mumbai is probably the best of the lot. NITI Mumbai offers a complete package of opportunities to a faculty, which includes classroom teaching to some of the best students of this country at the post-graduation level, extensive exposure to real-time industry ambience in form of training programs and consulting, drawing all these experiences in enriching classroom inputs. Thus, teaching and research in NITI is highly industry driven.
So, being the Dean of Academic Affairs at NITI, what are your roles and responsibilities towards the students and the institute, sir?
My role as Dean of Academics at NITI is to facilitate the changing expectations of a vibrant student community, to provide them a dynamic and adaptive curriculum that meets their aspirations and career goals.
Well articulated, sir. Now, this leads to me to the third question. What are the factors that makes this program the best for students to opt?
Yeah, that's a nice question. NITI academic programs are one of the most time-tested and industry-oriented, as I have already mentioned, and has stood the test of times over last 50 years. During this period, it has adapted to changing needs of the industry, and needless to say, students become fairly industry ready by the time they move out from the institute. right?
Yes, sir. So moving ahead to the next question, how does the curriculum at NITI ensure the best package of industries and train students to face the market from the word go?
Yeah. We revise our curriculum every 3 to 4 years. So the curriculum never remains static for say 5-10 years like you normally see in several universities. So it's a highly dynamic curriculum. In addition, we have the flexibility to introduce new elective courses, microcredit courses. So microcredit means, as you can say, it's not exactly the same credit. So maybe you have to do 2 or 3 such small courses in lieu of a regular elective course which you find in the formal curriculum. So microcredit, the objective of introducing microcredit is that whenever new things come up in the industry, either in form of practice or through research contributions, then the curriculum doesn't have to wait, or the system doesn't have to wait for another 2 years to introduce it during the curriculum review and updation process. So we instantly introduce it in the immediate next module and rope in the best people from the country, either from industry or academia, to deliver the valuable sessions in such subjects. Okay, so these are another facets. Such courses are in niche areas and may be supported by guest faculty, as I have already mentioned, to if required. Okay, so these courses are not supposed to be some kind of a pale repetition of the subjects which are already existing in our curriculum. So these are very new subjects which do not have to wait for the formal curriculum revision to be introduced in the system. Okay, so these are some of the initiatives which we do which help the students remain abreast with the industry changes.
Okay, sir, that's very thoughtful. Now, coming to next question, what are the types of projects that the students at NITI are working on through this program?
Yeah, so there are various types of projects in this category. After the first year, during the summer break, the entire first year students go for 8-week long summer projects, okay, to different industries. So the process is all these companies come to the institute and they conduct interviews of the students give their presentations, and then there is a placement. It's even though it's not a placement per se, it is a more or less a similar exercise where student also has to students aspirations has to match the student the company's profile and vice versa. So if company is interested in certain type of a student, they will interview and select who are the best fit for them. And similarly, students, even if they get multiple such offers, they will choose which is best fitting for their case. So this is a very rigorous exercise, almost going over the schedule is 1 week, but sometimes it extends so that the entire students get placed in, they are roped in different companies for the 8 weeks long summer project. That's one thing. So in fact, they go and do a lot of work in the industry, and many of these students also end up getting pre-placement offers then and there itself, just after the first year during the summer project. So this is one of the projects as I was talking about. In the second second year, they also do field project and final year project. Now these projects are more research driven, unlike the summer project which is more practice driven. Okay, so and in addition, the students also go and do weekend projects where they remain they remain updated with the latest things that happens around their vicinity. Of course, for weekend project, they don't have to go out of the headquarters. So they can do it in the evening hours, in other times when they are free from their academic schedule. Okay. So these are some of the projects, different types of projects the students keep doing throughout their curriculum.
Okay, sir. Moving ahead to the next question. What are the upcoming trends in this industry? And do you see any particular changes post the COVID-19 period?
Yeah, this is a natural question in these times, and this is an interesting year, a challenging year, and it's not something new to only NITI. It is not just a national phenomena; it's a global phenomenon. So a lot of things have evolved, a lot of things have changed, and I would say that COVID-19 had seriously affected some of the industries such as travel, tourism, hospitality, and while certain other sectors such as pharmaceutical, e-commerce, logistics have really thrived during this period. Whereas manufacturing sector, after a brief lull, has shown signs of improvement. FMCG sector, for that matter, has remained largely unchanged, because that is something all of us need on a day-to-day basis. So production of FMCG goods never comes to a standstill. So that has happened. I guess many of these sectors may come back to their normalcy, normal mode of operation, albeit with varied degree of lead time. So certain sector may require slightly longer lead time to recover, whereas others may adapt more quickly. But I don't see any major fallout of this COVID in the aftermath, considering that we are almost reaching a full recovery period. Well, there are certain lifestyle changes that may become more perpetual in nature, benefiting some of the industries. People will be more hygiene conscious from now onwards for a fairly long period, I guess, and that will benefit some of these personal care, hygiene, and pharmaceutical sectors to have a better business than what they were having till COVID-19 pandemic came. So otherwise, majority of the sectors will recover again. No issues.
Okay, sir. Now, for next question, what are the benefits and career options for students after pursuing the course from NITI?
Yeah. So the students of NITI, after completion of their 2-year program, get significant number of offers in FMCG, consulting, IT services, retail, e-commerce, pharma, healthcare, and the likes. And some of these offers are not just confined to domestic. They also get overseas offers, and obviously overseas offers are financially more alluring in comparison to domestic job offers. But then it's not as if each and every student is a job seeker here. Some of them, despite getting good job offers, venture into a new startup, developing new startup, and some of them have become really very good young entrepreneurs over the last few years. We have seen they are doing wonderfully well, and have managed to hire many students in their organizations, which has become bigger and bigger. So even the current generation of students are inspired by such examples of their seniors, and currently there are about 30 students who are doing startup projects in the institute. the second year students. So that shows how students are really serious about these kind of initiatives in line with Atmanirbhar Bharat and all that initiative of our government and PM. Then some students, despite getting jobs, also opt for higher studies abroad. Okay, so they would like to do MS and PhD. So they forego that. So these are some of the career options. Even though till now the majority of them still go into all these job offers, because I can understand the kind of package and etc. they attract. It's very difficult for majority of them to really forego, but there are people with different mindsets. They go for higher education abroad. They open their own startup initiatives. Some of them even go and join government sector in service, like administrative services. Okay, Indian administrative services, UPSC jobs also they do. So this is all depending on their personal preferences, and that's what I would. Anything else you would like to know from me?
Yeah. So a few more questions, sir. What are some of the biggest challenges you see both for higher education in general and for NEET specifically?
So one of the challenges that you will find in any higher education is that we are having a faculty shortage. Okay, so the to maintain that faculty student ratio. So normally a healthy faculty student ratio is anywhere between 1:10 to 1:12. But we are not able to maintain that because of shortage of faculty. So getting quality faculty in higher education system and NIT in particular, just also in IIT and IIMs, there are similar kind of issues are happening there, getting good faculty. So faculty shortage is there, which prevents the institutions from implementing many things at the institutional level. Quality audit of many mushrooming institutions in the country is also another issue. So many institutions come up every other day, and they impart higher education. However, not much can be said about the quality they maintain in different aspects of education. Then resource prioritization in institution is another issue, like how much of emphasis should be given on infrastructure, how much should be on research. So all these are issues in higher education systems. So that's it.
So the next question, sir, what would you like the people to know more about NEET, which they generally may not know?
Yeah, see, NIT is an institute which was set up in 1963. So very soon it will be completing 60 years, that you call as something like Diamond Jubilee. So NIT is a pretty old institute and has a very strong legacy of its own. And that legacy has been built interestingly and ironically by its nature of continually updating itself, its curriculum, and adapting to more industry-friendly setup. And it is one of the best institutes. I would not like to say just because I am the dean of academics, but the market will vow for it. It is one of the best institute in the country which has carved a niche for itself through quality education and training based on a highly industry-friendly curriculum, whose students attract some of the best placements in the country. And over and above that, it has a very lush green and serene campus in the heart of the busiest city of the country. So I would like students, all stakeholders, aspiring students, their family members, parents, just to come and have a glimpse of how the campus looks like. It's a dream to have in the heart of Mumbai.
Yeah. So let me just wind up this interview by asking the final question. Any suggestions you would like to give to the current youth and the aspiring students, sir?
Yeah, it's a tough question because sorry, the today's younger generation is so highly endowed. I mean, in all these teaching learning mechanisms, so they have faculty for the classroom interactions. They have guest faculties coming from industry, other premier institutions to supplement. They have all the internet-based learning materials that are available at their fingertip, and so point is a lot of facilities available to them nowadays, and in fact, even if beyond the formal curriculum of their institutions, if they want to gather more knowledge from the best of the, not just the country but of the world, those things are available. You know, there are so many platforms like MOOC, Swayam, NPTEL, and global platforms like Coursera and the likes. So from which they can get so much of best in the industry curriculum and inputs at their disposal. So I envy them literally. But on the flip side of it, when there are so many things are available, there are chances of getting distracted and not remaining focused. And moreover, another thing is there is no shortcut to success. You need to put in the hard work. So hard work is key to success. So keep your career goal well focused and concentrate and do all the hard yard to achieve that, rather than getting distracted by so many things which are available. आप अगर एक साथ सब कुछ खाना चाहोगे तो कुछ नहीं खा पाओगे, kind of a thing. So like that is what I wanted to say. Otherwise, they are a very smart generation. I don't have to tell them much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir,
for giving me an opportunity to share my thoughts.
Thank you so much, sir. This was certainly an insightful session.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So everyone, this was Professor Padmanabh Acharya, Dean Academics at NITI Mumbai, on today's episode of Thoughtful Leaders and Initiative under Thoughts on Education by collegedunia.com. Thank you very much, sir, once again for giving us your time and speaking to us amidst your busy schedule. We look forward to interacting with you again. Thank you.
Thank you.